And so those emotions of guilt led you to go ahead and divulge and tell them the truth of your infidelity. How was it that you actually came to do this infidelity? Is there a history of infidelity in your family?
My father cheated on my mother.
Okay.
And I saw how that destroyed her. Especially since she found out by a third party instead of my father telling her directly.
I see. So your father cheated on your mother. Okay. Is there any other infidelities that you can recount?
I'm pretty sure my grandfather cheated on my grandmother as well.
Well, it sounds like there's a history that you might want to investigate, and that's exactly what we're going to do with some of these focused questions that we're going to go through. They're called genograms. I'm going to try to build some of these in our sessions so you can see more or less what you have gone through and how these emotions have affected you and your perspective on the world. It's called internal models mapping, that you can see how you relate with others. When she told you this, how was it that you reacted? What was the first thing that came to mind?
Like any other man, you know, like I got angry, you know. I almost punched her in the face, but that's okay. I got control, you know. So
He wanted to find out who it was.
that's why I'm here. I want to find out who she is. Who really, I mean, like.
Well, that would be a natural response to find out who, I would say, that would be, but that would not resolve much.
I know she's got some family issues. I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, maybe she's traumatized, but I have nothing to do with that. You know, like I'm a good husband. I've been a good husband. I've been a good dad. You know.
And I understand those angers, those emotions of anger. They have to.
And I'm here. That's
Yes.
why I'm here. I want to find out what's going on.
Well, we have to work through those emotions, and you have to know that that's okay. You have to be angry, just like she has to feel guilty. This is not a natural thing that you both did for your relationship, and it could very easily tear people apart. It is not tearing you apart because of the binding that you guys have. You guys have a good relationship for 7 years or so, and those 7 years you have built so much that you can't just destroy it based on one mistake. And it's a mistake that she's willing to affront and to deal with and to work through. And it's going to take some time to be able to deal with that type of a mistake, but it requires a full effort from both of you. And one thing that we can do here is to allow the efficiency of the process to process these mistakes is just focus on me when you have to communicate with her, because I see there's still a lot of anger there, and through processing all of these emotions, eventually, hopefully, we get you back to a level that you once had. Not to the best, but it's something you can both work with. And the trust issues that you now have to deal with her are plenty. And you will get angry, you will be feeling more ashamed, but we have to work with that. Try to have timeouts. When you have that type of a situation and you're not here and you have nobody to help you out and work through this, make a plan. When you feel like you can't contain yourself, go to the yard, go to the bathroom.
I don't think I have time to make a plan. I don't think I will have time.
Exactly.
I travel a lot and I work a lot.
Exactly. So when the moments you guys have together and you have to deal with some of these things, don't react, because that's exactly where your mind, body, and soul is right now. You're reacting.
What am I supposed to do?
You have a plan. You have to come to these sessions and we work through these things. We're going to work through some genograms that are going to help you understand how to react more productively to something that you want to work through. Because you do want to work through this, correct?
Sure.
Okay.
Here.
So let's have a plan. Whenever you have this anger inside of you that you can't contain it because of things that bring you back to this event, it works. Have a timeout. Have a timeout on your own and just think of the good things that you guys have had. It's not easy, you know, because it's something that completely shattered your reality, but that's the reality we're trying to construct here so that you can define and you can interpret what has occurred more with the more you, what's inside, your internal models mapping. So we're going to work in some of these projects, okay? They're called genograms, and they're different types. They have a different set of questions. And we can discuss that in the next session, and you will see that it's going to be a little bit more productive. It's going to take some time, but I do urge you to control your anger. That's supposed to be there. You're supposed to be angry. And don't blame yourself for being angry, but do give yourself a lot of credit for going through this process and working through that anger, because it takes a lot, and you're a good man for doing that as well. And mistakes do happen. Mistakes do happen, we just have to learn from them. Okay? So with that, do I have your commitment for next session to fill out some paperwork that we can have ready so that we can start some other genograms?
Sure.
Okay, well, that's great. Well, once again, I want to thank you both for being here and for having the courage and the efforts to work through all these emotions that can be easy, and they are not easy. Remember that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My pleasure. I'll see you next week.